Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the next 10 days. So it is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, definitely check out those other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we're going to get into your recent past, your current energy, and the near future. I'll clarify that. Once we do, we'll clear that spread and get into your person's energy, whoever's on your mind, your energy, the possible outcome, as well as the romance angels and the oracle cards. So I want to say thank you to everyone who's returning. Thank you for all of your support. And if you are new here, I hope you'll stay. I also do personal readings. So if you'd like one of those, the information is in the description box below. All right, let's get into your energy. This is for Aquarius, the next 10 days. All right, let's see what's going on. So in the recent past, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse with the Four of Cups and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. In your current energy, the Eight of Swords in reverse with the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Then in the near future, we have the Fool in reverse, the World, and the Queen of Cups. Now your overall energy for the next 10 days is the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. There's a couple of things that pop up right away. One is possibly losing patience around having waited so long for something to come to fruition. It could be that you've been working your rear end off at work and you're just not seeing the results that you want. It could be a project that you're working on. It could be a relationship. It could be just an overall energy of feeling like you put so much effort into other people, to other things, and you're just not seeing it grow at the pace that you want it to. So Spirit's coming through and saying, if you're getting to that place where you feel like you're pretty much fed up, if it doesn't feel good to you anymore, this is an energy of wanting to push you in the direction of release. So some things we can't so easily walk away from when they don't go in the direction that we'd hoped, but it can be a process. So it makes sense when I start to look at the spread that you feel this way. And it could just be a passing energy. You could just retreat and have to look over things and say, where have I invested myself and been patient? And things just don't seem to be growing. All right, so let's look into your recent past. So we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse with the Four of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. It feels like a lot of back and forth energy that you had, possibly around making a decision as to what was going to help create the stability that you were looking for. With the Four of Cups in the middle, immediately that tells me something just didn't offer you as much as you offered it. So if it were a work situation, you could have been trying to decide whether you wanted to leave. And it feels like your energy shifting from being in that place to wanting to make that decision because you still feel a little bit of instability. Now, if this is a relationship, it's very clear that somebody wasn't offering you everything that you had hoped for, or maybe that they had said they were bringing to the table. Sometimes that happens, and we have to be aware of it at the time. Sometimes before we go through this spiritual journey of ours, we don't realize at the time that we're learning a lesson. And it could have been a really powerful lesson for you that somebody who doesn't offer everything and you don't necessarily pay attention to the red flags that are popping up, this could be now recognizing that behavior and understanding, hey, there's a lot of things missing here that I didn't really realize at first. And now you're more aware of that. That's what the Seven of Pentacles in reverse is saying. So we'll clarify that in just a moment. So in your current energy, we have the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Wands in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. So now it feels like you have already walked away. So if this is something that happened to you in the past, either your energy has walked away from it, you may not have physically walked away, but your energy has, because it seems to be depleting you. It's like you've lost a little bit of passion for it. So if this is a relationship, there's a sense that you don't feel stuck anymore, which I like. You're walking away from feeling stuck in one place. The Seven of Pentacles can also say, in reverse like this, that there's a little bit of impatience. So if you were back and forth feeling like, okay, I'm stuck, but I don't really know what to do, you're coming out of that energy in the current, which is great, because if it's really tugging at you and you just don't have the passion to move forward anymore, then walking away is obviously the best thing for you to do. Now, like I said, you may not have physically, you may have energetically walked away, or you could have physically. But this is coming out of that indecision about what to do. And then the Three of Wands is also, to me, kind of I'm looking forward to the future, but I've got to leave a couple things behind. I've got this one thing that I feel really good about. It doesn't mean that this is people necessarily, but it could be. It could be that there are two very important people in your life and you've realized that those two people just don't fit, and that maybe it's just best to keep the one. Now, that's not relationships like romantic relationships I'm talking about, but you could feel as though there's too much missing and there's only really one thing that seemed to work out with you and another person. Again, this is kind of the energy I was picking up from the Four of Cups. So yeah, and then the Two of Cups comes in. So in a romantic relationship where you don't feel connected, you're coming out of a place of feeling like you've got to stay, and maybe you decided to stay in that relationship for the wrong reasons, and now you're like, nope, I really do want somebody who sees me for who I am, what it is that matters to me as well. I can't just give all of myself and they only bring this much. It doesn't feel like this person was someone who was necessarily manipulative. I mean, all of us have dealt with those. They could have been. It feels like the fire went out, is what I want to say. Yeah. And then comes the Sun card, which is Leo, which to me represents a little bit of fire, right? The fire went out. Something just wasn't as good as it used to be. And in this case, I'd say that nudge that you've been feeling is something you're going to feel good about, because releasing those things in your life is obviously going to make you feel like you're making steps forward. We don't want to stay stuck in energies that don't seem to be appropriate in our lives anymore. Okay, so let's put those back and we will clarify that as well. Now, in the near future, we have the Fool in reverse with the World card and the Queen of Cups. This is going through that process of understanding that you have to put yourself first. You do. You have to, no matter what. The Fool in reverse just tells me that you're not going to jump into things. Maybe in the past, you were a little bit quicker to either open up to people or to take chances. And in this case, I feel like you want more stability. You want to find a place that you feel really grounded, whether it be in a relationship or in a work situation. You want to make sure that you think before you act. Now, this is telling me that you feel emotionally open to the idea of this new cycle, which is great because it's happening. So we don't want to resist those nudges from the universe. When change is meant to happen, it has to happen. So you may not be jumping in all fours right away, but you're still going to be open to the idea that the change is coming, which is good. You've come in the near future, you feel more stable, at least emotionally. All right, so let's clarify the Queen of Pentacles in reverse with the Four of Cups. I just feel like whoever this person was in your life was definitely, you never felt very secure, is what I want to say. All right, so let's see. So we have, the Five of Wands in reverse, letting go of the drama, the Two of Wands, and the Hangman in reverse. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this tells me right away that you're moving away from anything that creates any kind of strife in your life. Wanting this to be a much smoother path, looking into the future, knowing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's could have been a really tough time making that decision for you, but it does seem like you finally did. And the Hangman in reverse just tells me that, again, you're not stuck. So with the Eight of Swords and the Hangman in reverse, you've come to a place where you just want to move forward. You just want to move forward. All right. The Knight of Pentacles with this tells me that there's a part of you that I feel like this is your energy. I'm not going to say this is somebody else. It could be. Now, it could be that person who claimed to be supportive or claimed to be very stable, and you realized not so much, not as much as you had expected. All right, so let's look at the Four of Cups with the Two of Pentacles combination. This is for Aquarius. So we do have a narcissist in the house. Judgment, and then the Two of Cups, and the World card. Again, you could have repeated this cycle, the World card coming out in the recent past. You may have felt like you had met the same types of people. But now that you're going through this spiritual awakening, all of a sudden, you have a much clearer idea of these types of people. So if you've dealt with friendships and relationships, you've come to an understanding with the Judgment card. It's like, it's clear. Yep, I don't need my head bonked against the brick wall anymore because I get it now. And that is my narcissist card. If you've been with me before, I don't always sense that from this card, but this time I'm going to say yes. Even though at one point you may have thought this was the person for you. Now, there is another energy I'm picking up on. It could have been that you had somebody who was very passionate, but that's all they brought to the table. So in other words, they didn't bring the security or the love or nurturing or even good conversation. They could have just been someone who was all about the physical aspect of things. And you had to make a tough decision because it may have felt very connected with the Two of Cups. You may have felt like this person saw you deep into your soul. You know, they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. So you could have felt that strong attraction. But I always say this in my readings, and I think it's important for everyone to learn. If you're going to learn lessons that you came here to learn, you're not going to learn them if you are not interested in someone. So there has to be some kind of a really strong connection in order for you to learn the hard lessons. And that's what I feel like you've learned. All right, so let's look at the Eight of Swords with the Queen of Wands in reverse. I just heard it kind of took the wind out of your sails. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords. Somebody definitely has something to say. The Five of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. And then we have the Page of Cups. So with the Narcissist card, the Page of Cups, yes, you could have been dealing with somebody who was emotionally immature. Very passionate, but emotionally immature. The Page of Swords, definitely someone who wants to come forward and say something to you, but the look on his face is almost kind of snide. So the energy I pick up from this is more like, I'm still not really telling the whole truth. And then we have the Five of Swords in reverse. So this is somebody with a lot of internal conflict. You may have started to pick up on that once you realized what kind of personality they had. This could be other people as well, like I mentioned before. But it feels very much in a romantic situation. Now, the Four of Pentacles in reverse is not wanting to hold back. So I feel like this person's going to come to you. Again, yes, if you don't want the ex, I understand, but this is the energy I'm picking up. Could it be somebody brand new? Absolutely. If you have closed out that cycle and you're not still replaying that and still angry, you've actually released the energy, it will be easier for you to meet somebody new. You don't want to repeat those patterns. So in this case, if it's a new person, this is somebody who doesn't bring a lot of drama. They're open, they don't hold back, they're not selfish, they're just someone who wants to come in and possibly get to know you. Maybe they want to tell you, hey, I'm interested. You could have already met this person because this is your current energy. You'll have to let me know. All right, so let's get clarifiers for the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Five of Pentacles. What pushed you to walk away from this situation? The Seven of Pentacles in reverse again, because you didn't see it going anywhere. The Knight of Cups in the upright, and then we have the King of Swords, the Ace of Wands. There's a lot of passion around this energy. So getting tired of waiting to see if it's going to go somewhere. Now, this person's back, or your energy actually is what I feel is backs to this, if I can spit that out. And then we have the King of Swords in reverse. So To me, I feel like you just kind of want to hold back saying anything. Maybe you've said what you had to say and you just decided, I just want to move forward. I'm going to go look for love in a different direction. Now, if you are currently involved with someone, there could be a shift happening within the relationship, and something needs to be cleared up because this person's not speaking their truth. And if they're not telling you the reason why the relationship isn't moving forward, that's the clarity I feel like you need, and or you're going to walk away. But it feels like you've already walked away because you've just lost passion. And then you'd be dealing with somebody who doesn't have the ability to tell the truth, which is tough to deal with, especially when you really start picking up on it. All right, so let's look into the Fool in reverse and the World card. I keep hearing that you're going to be more cautious moving forward when it comes to decisions about your work. You want to make sure that it's emotionally fulfilling. And we all have positions that we've had that have been difficult, but if you're really not driven by your emotions, there has to be both. Otherwise, you're just going to be miserable. So I think you feel that happening now. It's like, I need to be emotionally fulfilled in order for this to work out for me. And that's the cycle that I feel like you're coming into. You understand, yes, you think so clearly. You're very mental anyway as a sign. You guys work your butts off. You're driven. But sometimes with air signs, emotion is not their top priority. And that's okay. You know, that's what the water signs are for, right? You're the air, we're the water, and then there's fire and earth. So in this case, I'd say you just don't want to jump too quick. And then the Three of Swords is in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse, because you don't want to repeat old patterns. Six of Cups, where things were imbalanced in the past and obviously did not fulfill you the way you had expected. They created a lot of strife and stress and things like that. So we know in the future you're not going to make the same decisions, which is good. It's just like that kind of pat on the back from the universe saying, yeah, no more narcissists, no more people who play these kind of games, because you get it now. So you're getting past that. You're not going to be living in that place of frustration or sleepless nights or feeling like people have just done you wrong. It's hard to get past those energies, but I think you're working through it, and you're going to shift out of just releasing those energies. All right, so let's get the World and the Queen of Cups. I don't want to keep you guys too long. So we have, again, I mean, how many times can we get the World card? That's amazing. Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Emperor card. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So that new beginning, you may not have clarity. I'm going to say all kinds of funny words today. Clarity. But the Page of Pentacles in reverse just tells me it's something that's brewing. You've got control of this. You know you do. You're the boss. A lot of Aquarians run their own businesses. So maybe your business is just going through a huge shift and you don't want to move too quickly. You're kind of holding on to these ideas that you have. And as this shift continues to happen, that's when you come forward with it. But the Emperor is stay strong, because you've got it. You've got all the tools. You know you do. You're the boss. Now, this is also taking back control of yourself in a romantic sense. You're not going to jump forward to anybody who comes, you know, without a solid offer. That's the change that's happened for you now. So this could be going on. It could have already started to happen for you before, and now it's really solidifying into the next 10 to 30 days, I'd say. All right, guys, I'm going to clear this, and we will get into the person that's on your mind. So think about them for a sec while I pick these up. And then we will get into their energy, your energy, and the possible outcome. All right. This is for Aquarius. Please tell me about their energy, their person's energy. All right. So, their energy, the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Fool card, and the Three of Cups. Your energy is the nine of Pentacles, the Hermit in reverse, the Two of Pentacles, and the Star card. So there you are in your own energy. The overall is the Page of Cups in reverse. Like I said, you may feel like the level of maturity around their ability to deal with things emotionally may not be the most expanded, regardless of how old they are. It doesn't matter if somebody's in their 50s. If they're not emotionally mature, they're not emotionally mature. Now, this person seems to be kind of blocked off to starting into like new love, or they don't have the ability to really show love. Not that they don't have love in them, but right now I feel like they're just kind of closed off to a fresh start. If you're in a current relationship, you could sense that this person's holding back a little bit, but they're having their own issues. I don't think it has anything to do with you. I think it's because they don't feel good within. They're having troubles probably financially. With the Fool card, they tend to jump too quickly, it feels like, into things, and maybe they make a lot of foolish decisions. The Fool can be taking a leap of faith, but in this case I sense that this person might sometimes jump quickly and then they pull their energy back at the same time. They have their own issues, so they push and pull and push and pull. Now, there's somebody who likes to have a good time. I would say that they probably spend quite a bit of time with their friends, hanging out, male or female, drinking, partying. That seems to be their main priority. Maybe they're just not as interested in love as they are in having a good time right now. All right. Now your energy is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse with the Hermit in reverse, the Two of Pentacles, and the Star. So this creates some kind of an instability for you. It keeps you in your head. The Hermit in reverse is somebody who's, yes, you've done some work on yourself, but at times you can almost get to a place where you drive yourself a little batshit when you're constantly going over things. And that energy says you're going back and forth. Do you really want to be with this person? Are you sure this is the one for you? At some point you thought that this was someone that you could have a good long-term relationship with. I'm not sensing that this was a marriage, or it could have been or could be a relationship you've been in for quite some time, and you may just be in this position now, like I said in the main spread, where you're undecided about what to move forward. All I know is this person triggers some kind of insecurities that are not healthy. So sometimes we have to learn from that. That's a deeper subject, but if they trigger you, then they're meant to be more of a lesson, especially if they're triggering old wounds, childhood wounds, things like that. Okay, so let's look at the romance angels. This is for Aquarius. Okay, so we have forgiving and learning, religious factors, retreat, make the effort, and pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So I would say yes, absolutely. There may be some red flags here. If this is the person from the main reading, you've got to pay attention, because if they're doing things like this and you're sensing it, then they're definitely not emotionally open. Forgiving and learning, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. Religious factors, your love life is influenced by religious upbringing and spiritual path. That could be for you right now, because you may be more focused on your path, and that too seems to put a little bit of a wedge between the two of you. Retreat, it's time to disconnect from the world, and then make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So I always say this, yes, anything is possible, because you're all different. If you don't want somebody from the past because they're not as emotionally open as they need to be, I totally understand that. This could be someone who's just in, hangout time and wants to have fun and maybe not as focused on getting serious. It doesn't mean that they don't want you. It just means that they tend to do dumb things, if I'm honest. All right, so let's see what the possible outcome is for you. So if I didn't mention it before, I remember the cards. So we had quite a bit of what felt like water. Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Definitely have a Virgo, Aquarius, Taurus. I'm sensing Scorpio. even though I don't see the card, and then the Tower comes out. So yes, it could be a Scorpio. And then, okay, so the Tower's in reverse, the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. The Hermit in reverse again. So maybe something big just recently happened, and that's going to shift things. You may feel a need to defend yourself and, have a conversation about how stressful this is, and at times the relationship itself may seem that way. So for an outcome, I'd say something needs to change, and then you'll be able to find it. So whatever it is that's been burdening you, or what's been burdening the relationship, I do see that the two of you, as long as you have an honest conversation, yes, it's that simple sometimes, about what it is that really matters to you, and you stand up for yourself, then things can shift and change. But with the Tower in reverse, that means that shift hasn't happened. So yes, you can get to this Ten of Cups if that change happens within the relationship. All right, so let's get the Lover's Oracle. This is for Aquarius. Oh, this is getting kind of long. I don't want to keep you guys. I said that before. All right. We have, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. And then we have power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. That's perfect. All right, not lovers, wisdom of the Oracle. Let's get a couple messages from Spirit to close this out for Aquarius, please. So we have time for a nap, imagine, go the distance, message in a bottle, and here and now. I feel like that's what you're focused on. You're focused on the here and now. It reduces to a 5, so I can show you the card really quickly. It's really beautiful. Your energy seems to be in place. I don't think you harbor too much about the past. Sometimes we do, but I don't feel like you're doing that. I feel like you're really trying to live in the moment and waiting for the new changes, because you understand that change is inevitable. But living in the moment is truly the best space you can be in. And then, of course, there's soulmates underneath that. So I had to pull that out. All right. And then we have time for a nap. That reduces to a 6. So that's just about finding balance within yourself, getting enough rest. Imagine, definitely use that good old imagination. Start writing down those, what's the word I'm looking for? The things that you want moving forward, like the changes that you want to happen. If you can do it in your mind and you don't have to write things down, great. Just imagine what it is that you want your future to look like, and then go the distance. So put in the effort like you always do. That reduces to an 11. That to me is about Spirit being with you as you continue to push forward, always having your back. And then we have message in a bottle. So that's a 5, or well, it reduces to a 6. To me, I feel like there's something that's not been said. So you may get a message coming up soon that kind of helps clarify where things are. Now, in the main spread, we had discussed you releasing somebody that was not good. So I'm not necessarily talking about that person, okay? If you were dealing with that kind of energy, of course, you're not going to want to be with that individual. All right, so that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped. Thank you so much again for all of your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. Again, the information for personals is in the description box. I hope you guys have a great 10 days. Love you to death, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.